guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm making a healthy, quick, and delicious chicken dinner. I'm making chicken francaise, and I think I can make it in 30 minutes. Let's see. So all you need is some white flour, a package of chicken. This is 1.5 pounds of organic chicken. You need some parsley, 1 lemon, some unsalted butter. If you have salted butter, that's fine. You just don't put salt at the end. Some cooking wine. I like to use baby spinach. And I'm also gonna use up some cooked brown rice that I had in the fridge. So let's get started. Now here's a money-saving tip. Instead of me simply taking that package of chicken and putting it in my recipe, I'm going to take each cutlet after I've washed them, which I already have, and I'm gonna pound them thin. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I wanna make more out of this protein. So then that way, hopefully, not only is it enough for dinner for my family, but we'll also have leftovers for tomorrow's lunch. So I'm gonna pound each cutlet thin, and then if they're too big for one person, which they probably will be because look at the size of those, I'm gonna be able to cut them in half, making more of the meal, and also ensuring that the meal cooks quickly and the chicken cooks evenly because they're all the same width. I always use the red cutting boards for my chicken and steak because in that way I avoid cross-contamination, and I always wrap them in plastic wrap before I pound them thin to avoid any of the chicken juice splattering in my kitchen, making more of a mess that later on I'm gonna have to disinfect. So to my pan, under medium-high heat, I'm gonna add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and 2 tablespoons of butter. And while that heats up, I'm gonna dredge each piece of chicken on both sides with the flour, and then I'm gonna put it in the pan. Once they're golden brown, you give it a flip. In the meantime, I'm going to take the spinach and I'm going to give it a good rinse. Let's check our chicken. That's what you're looking for, golden brown. I just added a little bit more butter and a little bit more oil to make sure that we have enough for all the chicken. So as you can see, it's golden brown on both sides. So now you remove it from the pan. Oops, I'm gonna lose that one. It's golden brown, you're out. And what about you, sir? Yep, golden brown. Let's move this one down. And our pan's getting a little dry. So I'm gonna add maybe another tablespoon of butter and another tablespoon of oil. And now I'm gonna add in the rest of the chicken. Now while the chicken is cooking, a time-saving tip I have for you is I like to take everything I just used and put it in my dishwasher and then take some disinfectant spray and spray that sink. So then that way I'm cutting back on time of the cleanup and disinfecting later on because I washed the chicken in that sink. That way I'm disinfecting, I'm cleaning, and I'm finishing my meal at the same time. And these are done. I need one more minute. That's done. And that one's done. I'm going to turn this one over a little bit just to cook it a little more on the other side. And now I'm just going to add a little bit more butter to help create a gravy. And now I'm just going to add just a big splash of cooking wine. If you ever have a lemon that is kind of tough and you want to get as much juice as you can out, what do? You take the lemon and you put your hands on top and you give it a really good press and roll. And then you turn it and you do the same thing on the other side. And you'll feel that all of a sudden now it's really juicy because you broke up all the membranes inside the lemon. And it went from being tough and hard to manage to being juicy Look how much juice I got out of that. And next, I'm gonna take a handful of parsley. Let's say maybe a quarter of a cup. And you always wanna rub your herbs, if they're dry, into the pan because you're kind of waking up the flavor. And now I'm just gonna give it a good mix. And I'm gonna add the spinach. And before I add the remaining spinach, I'm just gonna let this cook down for a minute. Look how fast this spinach gets cooked down. So now I can add the rest. That package in the beginning looked really big, right? But isn't that what's amazing about spinach? It soaks up everything and then it shrinks down. So when you thought you were gonna have too much, sometimes you just don't have enough. So now that the spinach is starting to wilt down, I don't want that sauce to evaporate. So I'm gonna add the chicken back in, put the top on it, and let it continue to cook for another 5 minutes. And I like to make them dance a little bit in that sauce. Doesn't that look so great already? And now I'm just gonna give it a few minutes. Now that I have the lid on that pan, I'm gonna take these extra minutes and I'm gonna wash by hand my cutting board, my knife, and the colander because I don't put those things in the dishwasher. And that way when dinner's done, everything that we use except for the pan that the chicken's still cooking in is gonna be able to go directly into my dishwasher, because that's a great time-saving tip I have for you is I always make sure that by the time I'm gonna start dinner, that dishwasher is empty. And that way I cut on my cleaning at the end of the night. Doesn't that look delicious? I'm gonna serve it alongside the brown rice that I cooked earlier in the week. Well guys, I hope you give this recipe a try, and I thought I can get it done in a half an hour. and I actually got it done in 25 minutes. So this is a great recipe to try when you're having one of those hectic weekday nights. So I hope you liked this video and found it helpful. If you did, please click the like button, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe and to click on that bell, and follow me on Instagram at the address above. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.